everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Crimson, and in this video I am just making this quick little update video to showcase a squad that I have just finished painting recently. So this is my newest and my third of the new Death Corps of Krieg command squad, as you have either seen on this channel or on the main channel, Crimson Artbooks. I have a very large Krieg army, and I have gotten 2 additional squads since making that army, one of them being a 4th new combat engineer squad, and the other being this command squad. So I just wanted to make this video just to quickly showcase the units, because that's kind of what this channel is about. Is instead of doing the full-on army showcase videos, just kind of taking a little bit to showcase individual units that I've been working on, progress updates, and unit and squad updates. So with that out of the way, let us get started, and we are going to start off with the big guy himself, the Lord Commissar. So this is my third Lord Commissar. I painted him a little bit differently than the other ones. The other two had a lot more red in their coats, whereas this one I wanted to kind of separate them. I try and make each squad type slightly differently, so it's like they are their own squad rather than just being interchangeable. So I did a lot more blue and a lot less red on him. Also, I did all of these guys with red eyes. I have a little eye color code for my Krieg, and red is typically used for command units. So as you can see, this model is still as extremely detailed and beautiful as the day that it came out. I love his hat, I love the extra coat, just making him seem that much more important than your average commissar. But the main difference between this guy and the other two are his weapons. So for my other 2 Lord Commissars, I have one with a pistol that is pointing, and I have another with a plasma pistol with a saber sword. I believe it's power sword, but it looks like a saber. So one was just for looks, and the other was more just to deal with minor infantry and stuff, whereas this guy I went all in and made him as deadly as this model would allow. So he has his plasma pistol up here, and the power fist, which is so good. It is extremely powerful. I think it's actually one of the most powerful weapons in the setting or in the game. Personally, I always find that guard models with the power fist look a little bit silly just because it looks huge. It looks a lot better on the Space Marines, but I still think this guy looks really good. Also, I've gotten a lot better at doing plasma effects over the years that I've been collecting the Krieg. But just showing off his backpack, he has a little spade and his power cord going into his power fist. And you can see the tassels and everything with his hat kind of rimmed in red. So that is the Lord Commissar. Next up, we have one of the most unique models of the Krieg that came out with this squad. This is the Krieg Medic, and what makes him so unique, apart from his model being just so detailed, is that he is the only Krieg model, or the only official Krieg model, I should say, that actually has skin and hair showing, which I think is really interesting. So my other 2, I have one blonde and I have one with brown hair. So this guy I gave black hair with his mask. His mask is also different than your standard Krieg gas mask, which is interesting. I wonder if that's the kind of mask that they wear when they're not doing the full face protection. So as you can see, his hair is detailed, his skin is detailed. He has his rack of medicines and vials, probably painkillers, for the front. A bunch of little medical stuff on him, like a very medieval looking syringe. He has a canteen and a full-on backpack, which I really like. I do love the fact that the Krieg always have these really intricate backpacks, even for the most standard unit. And yeah, so again, this guy has a lot less red than the other ones. This whole squad I tried to do blue. One of them I did mainly black, and the other one with black and red. This one I did in blue, just to kind of differentiate them a little bit. So next we have the officer. So this guy will work outside of the command squad if you choose to use him as just a standard sergeant. The actual term for a Krieg sergeant, or the most similar position, is actually called a watchmaster. It's kind of like an in-between between a sergeant and a lieutenant that's unique to the Krieg. I believe one of the units in the kill team is actually called the Watchmaster, but there is no official Watchmaster model or anything. It's just one of those things that you learn from reading the lore and reading some of the Krieg books. So again, he has his plasma pistol. Oh, I forgot to say that the medic has a bolt pistol, which is kind of like the standout bolt weapon of these guys. And he also has his power sword, which is a saber, which I really like. It just gives off that very aristocrat officer, you know, fancy guy's sword, which I really, really like. You can see his gas mask, his hat, not as big as the Lord Commissar's hat, but still really good. This one I did red along with this little red stripe that all of them have. You can see the gold detail on his chest, the rebreather, and then going around to the back, you can see that he has a very detailed holster and some other kind of pouch that I did red. I actually don't know what this pouch is for. And he also just has a generic ammo pouch. Anyway, let's continue. Next up, there's not really much to say about this guy. So this guy is the veteran. So he does not really have anything special about him for the command squad. He is just kind of like the heavy of the group. So again, he has the red stripe, which they all have, the red eyes. He has his plasma rifle here with a little rosary chain or a bead string around it, which I really like, just kind of showing his piety. And then his backpack with a bunch of different stuff, some grenades, and yeah, really like this guy, but he's probably the least interesting of the command squad just because he's essentially just a normal Krieg infantry with a slightly fancier plasma rifle. Next, we have the Vox operator. So this guy is in charge of communications. So this guy enables you in game to, you know, issue orders to further ranges. Really, really like this model. You can see him crouched down with his binoculars. This is his kind of Vox kit here that he has. You can see that he's wearing a headset. And then on his back, he has his las gun with his radio transceiver and everything. He even has the antenna, which is such a good detail. I love this model so much. I really like the Krieg models that aren't fully combat oriented. So this guy really ticks that box for me. I love this guy so much. And second to last, we have the standard bearer. So this is one of the most fancy, or probably the poster unit next to the Lord Commissar for the new command squad. He has this new Krieg banner. There have been Krieg banners before. One which is a standard flag, and one from the Command HQ squad which has the skulls, which I much prefer. But those are very small flags. This one is massive, and I love it. I did the flag basically the same color, but I did it blue instead of black, where I did black on the other one, since this squad is mainly blue. You can see his las rifle over his shoulder, his gas mask, his rebreather, again the red eyes, the red stripe, and he is standing proudly holding his Krieg banner. And lastly, probably the least flashy unit, and probably my least favorite, but it does serve an interesting gameplay purpose, is this Servo Scribe skull. So this came with the command squad, and at first I didn't really know why. It looks really cool, but I didn't know what the actual purpose of it was. So the gameplay purpose of this is once per turn, if this is in proximity to the Lord Commissar. When the Lord Commissar issues an order, this unit allows you to issue a second order, which is a really, really good buff. I spent a lot of time on the base. I don't usually make bases, but I did do this one. So you can see that there's a little mine there, which I found in my bits pile, along with a shovel that I found I had next to one from my Krieg artillery teams. And you can see the skulls, kind of bleached white but still bone colored, with this little spike. The roll of parchment with just scribbles on it. I actually have a question for you guys. When you guys are writing scrolls for Warhammer, what do you write? Or what do you do on it? I personally just scribble nonsense, and I use my offhand just to make it seem even more legible, which I don't know why, but I just think it adds a little bit more flavor. But yeah, that is it. So that's it for this video. Like I said, very short video. I just wanted to quickly highlight this squad since it's one of my newest ones. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this kind of much more smaller scale unit / squad focused content, maybe consider subscribing, but only if you enjoy the content. I don't want to do the usual, YouTube stuff of saying like, comment, and subscribe. Only subscribe if you like the content and you think you might enjoy seeing it in the future. I'm currently working on a lot of the newer units that came out. Currently I'm working on the Night Lord's kill team, the Sororitas kill team, some Hasatari, and the new AdMech character Thulia Guild, which I will do a video on each of them when they are finished. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been Crimson, and I'll see you in the next one.